I think that this was the worst trade for Joey Gallo to go to the New York Yankees. I thought if the teams that we were talking to, Milwaukee, Toronto, San Diego, to name, I think, some of the hot contenders for Joey Gallo and the New York Yankees, here's my opinion on this.
Mm-hmm.
That is the toughest place in the world to play, especially baseball. And Joey Gallo has never, and it's going to happen, and it's not fair, but this is the way New York does it. If his first 2 games, he goes 0 for 7 with a walk and 4 strikeouts, there's going to be 40,000 people booing him his next at bat in his home stadium. And if you say, oh, ask Francisco Lindor, who's a future Hall of Famer and an all-star every year except for this year of his career, how it goes when you go from Cleveland/Arlington to New York. Garrett Cole was arguably the best pitcher in all of baseball, and he ain't bad. He's a good pitcher right now. Ask him the pressure of going to New York and how it is going to New York. And those are just 2 recent examples. Look at the history of players going to the Mets and then even worse, going to the Yankees because of the more pressure there. And I'm not saying that Joey's going to totally collapse and be a bad baseball player, but the pressure here is 10 to 100 times less. I played in both places. I've played in Texas and I've played in New York, and I wasn't Joey Gallo at all or close to Joey Gallo, but you can't understand or imagine the pressure of playing in New York, especially when you're fighting for a playoff spot. And when I was with the Mets, we were trying to fight for a playoff spot, failed tremendously, but they made the World Series in 2000, and then I got traded there in 2002. So the expectation was, hey, you still have a lot of people that were on that 2000 World Series team. What the hell's wrong with you? And the fans, they're not patient. If you go bad for 2 games, and let's face it, Joey is a high peak and high valley guy. A couple weeks ago, before the All-Star break, he was one of the best players in baseball. Since the All-Star break, he struggled tremendously. When he does that, and he's done it his whole career, so he's going to do it in New York, it's not going to be as nice a media people talking to him. Like Emily Jones is unbelievable, right? Awesome.
Yeah.
There's no Emily Jones in New York. There's no Evan Grant in New York. There's no Jeff Wilson in New York. They will crush you, and they will ask you questions that aren't fair and challenge you as a player. And Joey's never had that before. And because of that, I just don't like this for Joey. I wish for Joey he would have been traded to San Diego or Toronto or Milwaukee or a situation like that to really thrive. I could be wrong. I hope I am wrong. I don't think this was best for Joey's career to go to New York.
And I know this is dumb, but I always loved Baz Luhrmann's Wear Sunscreen. And he always said, or he said in the song, live on the East Coast once, but leave before it makes you too hard. Live on the West Coast once, but leave before it makes you too soft. Which I always thought right here in Texas, especially with baseball, right in the middle. Because, hey, if you're good, you're good. But as Carlos Beltran said when he got here, it's not all about everything. It's more about baseball here. But in New York, in the East Coast, such a different thing there. So I hope the best for Joey.